We're Damon and Joe. I'm Damon. Studied French, and Joe and I met at Pace freshman year.
And my name is Joanna Franco, but Joe on Damon and Joe on a Dime. And I am a senior at Pace, now studying international management. And we became best friends freshman year, and we kind of started this business partnership doing what we love, which is making travel videos and putting them on the web.
So were you each doing this separately at some point?
Not at all.
I mean, kind of.
Kind of, but not really. He was. The way it started, we're very opposite. I'm very business-oriented, and Damon's really creative. So he started doing the videos. And then we started teaming up, and I would do the business end, and then he would do the video end. And then when we started doing everything together, we both figured out, I know how to edit now, he knows how to do the business side. So that's how we function, kind of.
And so none of this was really for a class or anything?
No. We were actually both studying abroad in Paris at the same time, and there were some days we didn't have anything to do, so we picked up a video camera and we started filming ourselves, and then we both ended up signing up for a video class at Pace, actually. And so it kind of became part of a class, but it didn't begin at all because of a class.
Right, and the irony of it was that most of our learning we did with each other. So he would edit something, and I would say, no, that looks bad, let's fix it, and vice versa. And so we kind of challenged each other to learn how to do all of these editing tricks. Nobody taught us how to do anything, which is we stress independent learning. We Google everything that we can't figure out. We YouTube everything. Wasn't part of a class at all, but the final project of that video class was to come up with a video. And so our project was a teaser reel for Damon and Joe on a Dime. So it forced us to really conceptualize the idea and create a video to represent what we're doing.
So tell us about the business side. You know, I think a lot of people see the online video arena as a complete mystery. So is it through Google advertising, or what do you expect? I mean, where are you deriving revenue from this now? And if so, how did you get to that point? And then what are your plans?
Okay.
Okay. So
I mean, you don't have to not all in 10 minutes.
Funding? Well, there really is no funding. It's really out of our own pockets. We don't use Google AdWords or anything as of yet. We don't use...
So basically, this is the breakdown.
Break it down.
I'm going to break it down. So we use corporate sponsors. So the way that it worked, our very first teaser reel, the first video on our YouTube ever, which is a cringer looking back, we presented it to the study abroad department. And the study abroad department was like, this is amazing. We're going to show this at the study abroad fair. And so that was in the same week that we finished the reel. And that very same day when we presented it, a company approached us and asked us if we did all of the editing ourselves. We said yes. And then fast forward a few months, they sent us to 3 different countries to film promotional footage for their study abroad program.
Oh, that's cool.
But before that, we also got a client with a hosteling company. So we basically started traveling throughout the year. And we went to different places like LA and Chicago and Madison, Wisconsin, and filmed promotional footage for the hostel. But we were also doing our own series on the side. So we were using it was almost like a work exchange kind of a situation where they would pay for our travel and accommodation. We would give them a promotional video, but we would also be doing our own travel series.
That's pretty brilliant.
And now it's getting to the point, we just received messages on our YouTube channel that companies are scouting out people like us that generate good content but don't have as much views as they should have. And this company is offering to do all of our banner work, all of our, the buzz work, the PR work. Because on YouTube, it's interesting. You can have 2 kinds of channels, really. You can start out being a YouTuber that makes one stagnant video every week and you don't move, right? That's mostly how YouTube works. And if you have people like us that are genuinely creating episodes, companies often find you if you're consistently putting content. And we started releasing a new episode every Travel Tuesday.
Yep.
So here's a question. Do you have a sense of were they finding you literally just by searching YouTube or through Twitter, or how have these entities been kind of finding out?
I mean, I would say at first it was all us. I mean, even when our videos had 10 views, 20 views, we would go on YouTube, type in travel videos, and we would comment on those videos because we figure if people are on YouTube watching travel videos, maybe they'll want to click our channel if they see us in the comments. So really what amped up our channel was commenting others' channels. So I would say, yep, getting out there and doing it is how you really get the most
Did you just do that by
feedback.
instinct, or did you know that?
Oh,
was a smart thing to
totally
do?
by instinct.
No, totally, yeah.
Because that
like,
is, please take notes on that, because with your blogs as well, and you'll learn this from me before we're done. Outreach is a huge part of how you build community and how you, when you comment on someone else's blog, or if you link to them, or if you tweet about them, they'll notice you, and then you start getting crosstalk and build audience and build a business, depending on what you want to do. So that's really pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I used to have a blog actually, and I didn't do any outreach at all. The content was still pretty good, but there was no outreach. Nobody was coming to the blog despite having good content. So I would definitely recommend that you need to comment on other people's stuff, even though it is annoying. We hate doing that because half the things we watch, we're like, this is pointless, but it's not. It's really not at the end of the day.
And also, we use our different characteristics. For instance, like, we'll do Justin Bieber hashtags because Damon looks like Justin Bieber. Be like, look at our channel, Justin Bieber's twin. Something stupid like that really does make people click on your channel. And vice versa. Like, I'm Brazilian, Brazilian travel host. So anything that you can use to kind of interest somebody with a similarity always is key.
Are you going to come on our Brazil documentary trip in the spring?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll translate.
No, seriously, we're doing that spring course. I don't know if you're...
That's awesome.
You're already
No, I didn't hear about it.
Oh, it's partially through Claudia Green in the management school down there, and then Maria Lasquet and I, we do this travel documentary course. It's on the spring, it's built around the spring break trip.
Travel documentary sounds like what we do.
That's like exactly what we do.
Yeah, so you could, although you don't really need to learn anything, but there's probably always something
There's
to
still
learn.
learning.
Of course, always learning to be done.
Yeah. So, and you integrate with Facebook and Twitter? Because we were just talking about
Everything.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, it's really super annoying, but we do this model where like one of us will edit a video and the other one is doing outreach. So some days we focus on specifically YouTube, others it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Vine, when Vine was, big, Instagram videos. Every time we do something cool, we do a video. It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's so funny what you just said, when Vine was big. Didn't Vine just start a month ago?
Yeah, but come on now. Instagram swallowed that up with their videos, so.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That just says a lot about the longevity of web tools. They kind of just sort of come and go.
We did like 4 Vine videos, and that was it.
When I was in Los Angeles not long ago, helping my son relocate out there. He's a Pace student on a long break. And I went to one of these YouTube companies. It's basically become a YouTube network. They have, I think it was like 200 employees. It was really kind of an amazing thing to see. It felt like a small TV network, but it was all YouTube.
That's who just reached out to us. We actually are going to have a Skype call with one of these kinds of networks tomorrow. And they're the second largest YouTube network, so they generate millions of views to YouTube creators that consistently produce content. And honestly, I think the key is for somebody that's trying to get their content out is be super consistent, because people now know Travel Tuesday is a new video, and if there isn't a new video, there's a reason behind it, so you inform your viewers. And you may start out like we do, like now. When we started, it was like, what, 10 viewers? And it's even then it matters.
Like grandma, mother, your grandma, your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those are social networks too at the very beginning.
Exactly.
That all matters. So how many, you have 2,000 subscribers now, is that right?
We're at 1,000 something or other, but we only started doing all of this outreach, honestly, 2 months ago.
I just looked on your site. It said 2,000 something.
Oh, on Twitter.
No,
Twitter.
No, I think it was YouTube.
Is it?
I'll look again.
That's news to us.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully it is.
I'll check.
But really, we just started kind of amping up our YouTube presence probably in June, because we started our channel in November, and like many other YouTube channels, we just thought somebody would find us, but it didn't happen like that. And then we started really going to other channels, blah, 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 comment, and then the viewers started coming.
Right.
That's a recent thing.
And with YouTube too, we've realized that because we study a lot of channels, and the people with a lot of subscribers and crappy content, most likely they got those subscribers because they jumped on YouTube in 2006. And so that's kind of unfair competition, if you will, because they have that through time. So being a new YouTuber, the challenge is real. Because although there are a lot of people that are YouTubing, you have to stand out above the clutter, and that's always the challenge.
Yeah, you know, I just looked at what I was confused. I saw the view count on your trailer, and that was 2,000 something. So you're right. You're like 1,000 subscribers, which is still pretty amazing for you know, a young, unadvertised entity. So what's your goal? What do you think this will?
Okay, so the goal is this.
The business plan.
This is, the business plan. Eventually, we would love to get a show on a network. And we're pretty goal-driven. Everything that we've said we would do, we've done. And so that's what keeps us going. You know, I'm still in school. I'm going to graduate in May. So by May, we need to have something like that set up. What's interesting now is that even though our viewers aren't millions and billions or whatever, people are reaching out to us, and companies with crowdsourcing, specifically crowdfunding, for TV series, the CEO has reached out to us saying, put your show on our site, you will make money, you will raise money. And so we always can do that, and we can always plan for a season without having a network behind it. But ideally, to get that exposure that we want, a network would be supporting the show.
Right. I don't know if you did you see the tweet I posted last week about you?
Yes,
I
so
said,
glad
the
of
one,
that.
the network.
Anthony Bourdain does not have your demographic.
Exactly.
So I think there's huge potential for what you're doing personally. So this is great. Any questions from you all for them?
Yeah, Monique.
Hold on.
You said Monique Coleman got in contact with them. How did you guys feel about Monique getting in contact with you? Was it like what was your reaction to all that?
Monique?
Yeah.
Oh,
You tell.
okay.
It was Joe's tweet, so you go do that.
So one day, I threw out a little tweet. This is, again, when we had crappy content. Like, we're talking iMovie. So I'm like, on a whim, one of these days where I'm just blasting our stuff out to everybody, I found Gimme Mo Talk, which is her talk show. And I started looking at their mission statement, and it really aligned with what we were trying to do, but on a larger scale. So her whole mission is to empower and encourage the youth to do what they love. So I was like, from my personal account, hey Monique, just wanted to show you this travel series that I developed. We're encouraging the youth, but in a different way. We're encouraging them to travel. Of course, with 160 characters, so that's always the challenge. And she got back to us, and she was like, okay, I'm definitely going to look into this. I love your energy. Let's meet in New York. And so we both were like, holy shit, like what? Excuse my language, but like this is big. And we met up with her manager, like her operations manager. And basically one thing led to the next, and they said that they loved us and they were going to feature our show on her site. And they were going to invite us to events, and we became youth correspondents. So now we go to events.
Last night
I spoke at a panel for Adweek for Check.com. So they hosted a panel on millennials creating brands, and it was just me and two other kids that are doing something completely different. And Damon was in the crowd, like taking notes of what I did great and what I did badly. So it's good. And Monique was at a panel too. So it's a good partnership to have because it's not overly constricting to our creativity, but it definitely puts us in a platform so we can meet these really important people. It's branding yourself.
That's just amazing. You know, and what I said, I think in the first week lecture here was that the web has made the world completely flat in terms of communication. If you have a good idea, and as you were saying, the consistency of what you do, particularly, you know, that it's kind of a consistent approach to each subject. You can compete with you can get attention from anybody.
Yep.
It's kind of amazing that way. Not everyone is going to return your tweet or whatever, but if you're out there feeling around, getting engaged, commenting on stuff, interesting things can happen, especially if you have the goods.